Hi everyone, it's Anthony. It's really good to see you. I just wanted to get a hold of you real quick before you watch this video. Whether you're watching the King Kong or the Godzilla video, they were intended to be premiered on March 30th and March 31st of 2021. But if you live in the Newnan area, you have an idea of why they've been postponed to the beginning of April. There was a tornado that came through the city of Newnan that has kind of been quite devastating, and the library was closed for several days because of it. We are fine. I hope that you are as well. But if you are in any type of need, you need to get donations, just go to the city fairgrounds. They should be able to help you there. If you have no way to get donations from the fairgrounds and you still need them, please call 678-340-0790, and hopefully you should get a hold of someone who can help you. If you have donations, please take them to the fairgrounds. They will be open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. to accept donations. We are in need of flashlights, AAA batteries, work gloves, paper towels, Lysol wipes, electrolyte type drinks like Gatorade, packing tape, baby wipes, styrofoam coolers, and trash bags. They already have a lot of water, and we appreciate the donations of water, but we do not need them at this time. Thank you very much. If you're interested in volunteering, please call 910-632-3309 for more information. The staff people at there should be able to help you out. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Enjoy the video.
Hi everyone, it's Anthony. Welcome to another Newnan Carnegie movie night review. You know, tomorrow, March 31st, the new Godzilla vs. Kong movie comes out, and we thought we would do something special. Yesterday, we talked about the 2005 movie King Kong, directed by Peter Jackson, and today, we're going to talk about the 1998 Godzilla movie. Woo! Don't forget to comment down below who you think is your favorite movie monster, and don't forget to tell us if you're excited about tomorrow's Godzilla vs. Kong movie.
Why did I do this? What did I do to deserve this? I thought I was good.
The 1998 Godzilla movie was directed by Roland Emmerich. You know, the guy who directed Independence Day.
Welcome to Earth.
It was produced by Centropolis Entertainment, Fried Films, and Independent Pictures, and it stars the like of Matthew Broderick, Jean Reno, Maria Pitillo, and Hank Azaria, just to name a few. Now, let me tell you, the development of this movie was interesting, to say the very least.
Hey, Susan? Yeah, it's Anthony. Listen, I know I said that I would do the Godzilla video, but I really don't want to. Is there any way I can get out of this?
Long story short, Godzilla is a character that was created and is owned by the Toho Co. Limited, the Japanese film company. A fellow by the name of Henry G. Saperstein was an American co-producer and distributor for some of the Japanese Godzilla movies to Western audiences. He had pressured Toho for years to allow the United States to make a Godzilla movie. And when they finally agreed sometime in the mid-1990s, Saperstein got in touch with some friends of his that were producers for Sony Entertainment. They went on their way to the Sony companies to convince one of them to purchase the rights to make a Godzilla movie. Columbia Pictures shot him down, thinking that the idea of an American Godzilla movie had too much potential for camp. TriStar Pictures said the same thing, but those producers instead went straight to the head chairman and CEO of Sony Pictures, who thought that the idea of a Godzilla movie would be amazing since it would have such a broad audience. TriStar was then forced to buy the rights to make a Godzilla movie. They even gave Toho a pretty sweet deal when it came to merchandising, distribution rights, things like that. And everything even seemed to be going pretty well. Even the original people from the Japanese Godzilla movies were on board with the making of this film.
Our patrons count on me to give them good quality content, and I just don't think that I can... What do you mean it's too late?
Toho gave TriStar a set of guidelines on the way that Godzilla should look and some of the themes that should be in the movie to be consistent with the character of Godzilla. You know, themes like the caution of nuclear weapons and the idea of runaway technology. A lot of scripts were passed around, one of them even being that Godzilla was a creation from the people of Atlantis to help them stop a giant monster from the stars called the Griffin. That script, unfortunately, did end up getting trashed, which is really sad because we did not get to see a crazy Atlantis Godzilla movie, which is a shame. It was thrown away in favor for a script written by Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio. This script, from what I understand, was also pretty good. They even adapted it into a graphic novel. But it also ended up being trashed because it didn't meet the cultural standards that TriStar wanted to keep when it came to post-war nuclear politics in Japan. You know, way to go, TriStar, for trying to hold on to the original intent and keeping the promises that you gave to Toho. It's also cool to note that at this point in production, they intended to make whatever Godzilla movie they made into a trilogy of films.
This isn't a joke, Susan! The movie is melting my brain!
The movie was faced with a dilemma. It needed to get made. They already trashed the Atlantis script, and they already trashed the Elliott Rossio script. It's crunch time. They need to make it. Their saving grace ends up being that they get director Roland Emmerich from the Independence Day movie. He's kind of still in production at that point, but they get him to start working on this Godzilla movie. And let's just say that Roland Emmerich didn't really like anything that came before. He didn't like the models and sculpting that came from the Atlantis script that they intended to use. And he didn't like the Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio script either. So the movie needed to get made, so they kind of just let Roland Emmerich take the reins wherever he wanted them to. Let's take a look at the movie. We start the movie with some grainy military-looking footage of maps of French Polynesia in the intro credits. We get to see some sciencey-looking stuff going on, and some lizards. Several years later, we see a ship getting attacked by a giant force in the South Pacific Ocean. Hard cut to Nico Tatopoulos, played by Matthew Broderick. Ferris Bueller and Inspector Gadget himself.
We'll try to destroy him. Greetings, Inspector.
He's picked up by the military because of his knowledge of nuclear radiation, which is being emitted strongly from what turns out to be a giant lizard that's headed straight for New York. New York? Huh. While Nico is headed to New York, we're introduced to Audrey, Nick's ex-girlfriend and failing aspiring TV journalist, played by Maria Pitillo, and Animal Pilati, TV cameraman, played by Hank Azaria. Audrey uses her familiarity with Nico to get close to the giant lizard, dubbed Godzilla, and uses Nico to get more information to further her career. There are also two extra subplots in this movie, one involving the mayor of New York City being angry about his constituents being evacuated from the city, and another involving the French Secret Service. Independence Day, Stargate, 2012, White House Down, Anonymous, 10,000 BC, The Day After Tomorrow. Understand that I know that not all of these movies are winners, but even the worst of these Roland Emmerich movies pales in comparison to how awful the 1998 Godzilla movie is. Which even blows my mind even more that this movie was a financial success. It made 3 times more than its budget. Audiences hated this movie. Critics hated this movie. But somehow, in 1998, it was the 3rd highest grossing movie, right behind Saving Private Ryan and Armageddon, starring Bruce Willis. What were you thinking, 1998? I was only 4 years old, so you know it wasn't my fault. Toho hated this movie so much that this version of Godzilla is referred to as Zilla in the Japanese movies and was featured for a few minutes in the 2004 Godzilla Final Wars movie, where he was quickly beaten up. The cast was questionable at best. The acting was campy. The design of Godzilla was abysmal. The music was forgettable, and the camera work was laughable. And I'm not joking, I laughed out loud audibly to this moment here. The movie lasts for way too long. There are several spots in this movie where I thought it could have ended early. Can I just say that what Roland Emmerich did with the plot of this movie and what he had Godzilla doing in New York in this movie is so egregiously against what Toho asked TriStar to keep in their original contract, and I am genuinely confused about how Roland Emmerich's career continued after this movie. The only good thing that came out of this movie was the animated series that followed it. In my personal opinion, both the 2005 King Kong movie and the 1998 Godzilla movie aren't great. But if I had to pick one to watch, I'd probably pick Godzilla. Surprisingly enough, I'd probably pick the Godzilla movie. 1998's Godzilla is kind of campier and sillier than you'd want it to be, but I would watch that in a heartbeat over how serious Peter Jackson just made King Kong take itself. If you like either of these movies, I'm so glad that you do. Someone had to have. This was all in good fun to prep for the new Godzilla vs. Kong movie coming out tomorrow, March 31st, 2021. If you're interested in watching the 1998 Godzilla movie, we have it here at the Noonan Carnegie Library for you to borrow here on Blu-ray disc. If you have any other suggestions about any movies that you think that I should review here at the Noonan Carnegie Library, don't forget to comment down below. Tell me in person, or shout at me from across the street. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to get more videos just like this from the Noonan Carnegie Library. I can't wait to see you all. I miss you all so much. Please be safe out there. Bye, everybody.